So I want you to imagine with me that you're on the deck of a nuclear aircraft carrier, a United States naval aircraft carrier, nuclear powered, 80 multi-million dollar aircraft sitting on the deck, another 60 in the hangar bay, and you're getting ready to go flying. You got on 50 pounds of gear. You're walking up to the flight deck. It's at night. It's pitch black outside. You can't tell the sky from the water. There's no stars. It's overcast. There's no moon illumination. You can't see anything. You need your flashlight just to know where you're going on the deck. You got yellow shirts guiding you around. Make sure you don't trip over chains and that sort of thing and fall and hurt yourself or walk into a propeller arc. You're walking out there with a flashlight, staring at your feet. Every step is meticulous because it's so dark. And they load you up into the aircraft. Now, if you've never been shot off the end of an aircraft carrier in the middle of the night, I can tell you from personal experience, this is the single scariest thing you will ever do. I've had my life threatened before, and that was not as frightening as being shot off the end of a United States Navy aircraft carrier. And I got to tell you, it's funny. You stick the afterburners in, and you can't tell the sky from the water. You have no idea which way is up, down, sideways. You're all discombobulated because accelerating from 0 to 150 miles an hour in about 2 seconds can do that to you, especially at night when you have no visual references at all. So all you can do is pull the stick back and set the little Whataburger symbol in your heads-up display at the 10-degree mark and hold it there and pray to God it's correct, right? And you just climb until you get to about 6,000 or 7,000 feet, and then you pull the throttles out of afterburner because you're pretty sure you're not going to hit the water by then. Why am I telling you all this? Because it's scary, and it's harrowing. But when you're walking out to the aircraft, you can still make the decision to not go. I mean, think about that. You can still go, hey, you know what? I'm out, man. I can't do it. This thing's not for me, man. I'm done. All right. And once you get in the aircraft, you hit the start button and you start powering up the motors. You at any point in that time, you can still say, you know what? It's dark out here. I don't think I want to do this. And then you get the motors up online. You got the radio checks done. The yellow shirt comes over and he gives you one of these. Says he wants to break the aircraft down, wants to take the chains off of it, start to taxi you. Well, you can still back out if you want to. You can still say, yeah, you know what? I'm done. My aircraft's done. I'm not going flying. Right? Once he breaks you down, takes the chains off, starts taxiing you forward, even while you're taxiing, if you wanted to, you could look out and go give him one of these, and he would taxi you back and park you, right? You could bail out if you want to. And then he taxis you over to the shuttle, or to the catapult, and you line up on the catapult, and you're taxiing forward, and the launch bar comes down, flick the little switch, launch bar comes down, they taxi you forward, you can feel the launch bar drop in, ka-chunk, and then he puts you into tension like this, and you can feel the shuttle move forward and pull on the launch bar, and the whole jet kind of squats down, and you go to full throttle afterburner. And you don't go anywhere yet, because they haven't thrown the trigger. And even in this moment, at full throttle, if you wanted to, you could pull the throttle back. Time out, guys. I'm done. I can't go flying. So you still have a decision. You still have a decision to make, don't you? But once you're up at afterburner, you look down at all the instrumentation and everything that's down there in the cockpit, and you make sure that everything's correct, and you go through the checklist one more time in your head. And in the daytime, you give the man a hand salute. At night, you take your flashlight and you give him a circle, let him know you're good to go. Once you give that signal, the shooter reaches down and hits the button. The button that releases 60,000 pounds per square inch of thrust via steam against that launch bar and shoots you off the end of that naval aircraft carrier at 160 miles an hour. And once you give him this, there's no turning back. You can't change your mind. You can't decide you don't want to go flying. Once you do this, the decision is made, and you're going flying now, whether you like it or you don't, whether you're happy about it or not, whether your jet is broken, whether you're on fire, whether you just had a heart attack, no matter what happens, after you go like this, you're going off the end of that aircraft carrier, and the decision is made. Now, here's what's fantastic about this, is that during the process of taxiing up to the catapult and breaking down and doing all that, man, you're anxious, your heart's beating, your trepidation is there, you're indecisive. I mean, you're nervous, you're scared, you're thinking about what if that and what if this and what if that. But the moment you go like this, all the doubt, fear, worry, and trepidation goes away. It's the most amazing, unbelievable thing. It all just goes away. Because you know now you're committed. The decision has been made. And nothing's going to change it. You see? So now you can't worry about all those little things. You can't even think about what if the jet doesn't work, or what if this breaks, or what if, all that fear, all that anxiety, all that trepidation just completely goes away because none of it matters. The only thing that matters now is you using your skill and your training to manipulate and fly that aircraft to the best of your ability, because in another 2 seconds you're going to be airborne and nothing in the world is going to change that. And you see, in naval aviation, when you're getting ready to go flying off an aircraft carrier, that is the moment of decision. What's your moment of decision? In your business, in your relationship, in your spirituality, at what point do you give the hand salute and take all other options off the table and completely negate the possibility of ever changing your mind and decide you're going flying no matter what? See, until you make the decision and abolish all other possibilities and put them away from you and behind you and decide that what it is you're trying to achieve is the only option for you, and it's happening now whether anybody likes it or they don't. Until you make that decision, the fear, the doubt, the worry, the trepidation, it's all going to be there. What if, should I, would I? All these questions are still going to be there. But the moment you decide, all of that goes away. And you become unstoppable. So you've got to figure out, how do you get to that moment of decision? Where does that moment of decision happen for you? And can you make the decision? Give the hand salute and leave all other options behind you, and think only about going forward and executing the mission at hand, because it's happening and there's no other option and there's no other way out, and you can't bail out and you can't quit and you can't change your mind, and this is it. If you figure out how to make that decision, you can have anything in this world you want to have. And that's the dose.